Power, hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, screen turn, till that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power hour, hands on the wheel. One flash, whole tape, kill that skill. Green rain, red fade, I don't shed tears. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. 4 screens, 1 chair, I'm still. Jaw clench, heartbeat stand still. PM rush, it's a hunt, not a thrill. I don't chase, I just wait, then I kill. New hot shorts, fry in the sun. Cool head, hot chart on the run. You guess I size, then I'm gone. You pray, I plan, then it's done. Power, hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, screen turn, till that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power, hour, hands on the wheel. One flash, whole tape, kill that skill. Green rain, red fade, I don't shed tears. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. NY close, I'm awake, no yawn. Whole pit on tilt by dawn. You flex for it like I'm calm. One fill, pay the crib, pay mom. No luck, that's logs, that's stats. Draw down, get cut, no cap. You see candles, I see traps. I see routes in the gaps, that's maps. Hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, screen turn, till that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power, hour, hands on the wheel. One flash, whole tape, feel that skill. Green rain, red fade, I don't shed tears. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Power hour, hour, hands on the wheel. Click once, lock in, that's real. Big bands, big spread, I don't feel fear. Power hour, I make the whole block cheer. Clock hit heavy when the screens light up. Silence in the room, but the numbers all rough. Red and green flicker like a warning sign. Every second calls when you're running out of time. This ain't hype, this is pressure and math. One wrong red, turn the wind to the past. No applause in the middle of pain, just conviction, risk, and the way to the game. It's the hour the lies fall apart. When the train get exposed and the weak lose heart. You don't guess here, you commit or you fold. Every candle printed gotta earn its control. Power hour, yeah, the room get cold. Liquidity shift, watch the story unfold. No comfort trades, no second chance. When the clock start ticking, better know your stand. Power hour where the noise get cut.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Power Hour. It's kind of hard not to hear that, starting song with the 3-minute countdown and just not get hyped from it. The AI did a really good job of taking my lyrics and just like turning them into a super hard rap song. So shout out to the AI doing good jobs. But how we doing today, JR?
Good, really good, bro. Dude, I shorted. Well, I'll show you when I share my screen, but I shorted power, bro, this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I shorted power because I was like power hour today, and I saw it on my RSI heat map screener. I shorted it way too early. I kind of forced it maybe because I wanted to do it because of power hour. But anyways, I shorted it. I laddered in, and I'm in juicy profits, up 100% after being in drawdown like 30 to 50% numerous times.
Well, there we go. I mean, if it works, it works, you know. We got a few people showing up bright and early for the show. We got All Set first in the chat. We got JR in here. Obviously, he's on the screen too. Let's see. We've got Hen Go in the house. Good afternoon to you. We got Rashad in here. Good afternoon to you, sir. That looks like it's it for now in the chat, but we got a few lurkers in the background as well. Appreciate all of you showing on up. We do have a topic for today's show. As you can see, we labeled this money flow. I know JR was talking about being in a short. So let's get into a quick market overview, see what's going on today, because we did get a little bit of volatility, a little bit of push to the upside, pretty much starting out the day where we start at pretty much where we started today. Oops, didn't get my screen share going. Let me pull that up real quick. There we go. Got my screen share all pulled up. As you can see here, little bit neutral here on a lot of your tech, your retail sale, little bit neutral as well. You're seeing a little bit of a mixed bag on your technology services right now, but for the most part, pretty much a mixed day, little bit neutral. Apple sitting down 0.21. We got Nvidia down 0.37. Berkshire Hathaway, a little bit green, 0.26. We've got Amazon up 0.23. Eli Lilly sitting down 1.02. ExxonMobil extremely neutral right now, 0.09 to the upside. Tesla looking a little bit green right now, up 1.72. We got P&G up 1.63. Microsoft up 0.8, while Google is down 1.7 and Meta is down 0.7. We also are seeing a little bit of movements over here on our indices and our precious metals. Precious metals seeing a little bit of a sell-off after a pretty decent end of the week last week. We've got gold down 0.8 and we've got silver down 3.12. We might have to talk about that one near the end of the show because we were talking about some silver levels. We do see the Dow Jones up just a little bit, up 0.07, while the S&P 500 is down 0.14, and the Russell 2000 sitting down 0.11. Hopping over to the crypto side of things because that's what everyone really loves here. We got a lot of mixed bubbles. Pippin, never heard of it before, up 41% right now. Yeah. The King Degen over here is giving me weird looks. He's like, bro, you don't know about Pippin? What do you
shorted
do?
it the other day, bro. It worked.
See, King Degen over here already knows what Pippin is. Me not being the Degen, I have no idea what Pippin is. So there you go. Little bit of a different of what we pay attention to, and that's why you get both of us and not just one of us. So crypto markets are sitting a little bit down right now. Bitcoin down 2.1, Ethereum down 5.5, XRP down 3%, BNB down 3.8. We've got Solana down 5%, Tron down 0.3, Dogecoin sitting down 3.6, Bitcoin Cash down 2.8, and Cardano sitting down 3.3, while Leo token is looking really green today. No surprise when the whole market is looking a little bit red, that exchange token's looking pretty green. Hopping over to the fear and greeds for the day. Stock market up a 0.49, still sitting in neutral. Not a big shift from the end of week that we were looking at last week, but we do have the crypto side of things down another 5 points from the weekend, sitting in extreme fear still. Not too surprised on that, honestly. We did get that nice little relief bounce, which we talked about here. We talked about getting that push towards the upside after a nice little dumperoo and potentially seeing that little bit of a cool off, but really heading into some sideways momentum, which kind of looks like what we're getting, not just over here on Bitcoin, but on some of your TradFi assets as well. So I know you were looking at a few things. Do you want to break down some of that in market overview before we check out some money flow?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I got your screen share all pulled up.
Okay, let's go. So yeah, this morning I dropped this AXS USDT. I wouldn't say I pay attention to these, but I look for outliers and I try to hit them. So AX, I don't have a clue what the white paper says or what the coin does, but I longed it based off technical analysis, and it's printing. It's been printing all morning. That's good. It's from this morning's show. And it printed to the TP1, teased TP2 on my Solana long this morning. And then before I could drop the sweep, of the anchored VWAP because I was live with Piper Academy and stuff. I couldn't drop the sweep for another run of it, but it worked twice basically. You just had to adjust your stop on the second entry and then dumped hard out of nowhere, like after lunch, I think, or something, today. And then I got this Bitcoin trade that I dropped in Piper Academy days ago. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I teased my entry, but I entered anyways because there's zones. They're not like perfect levels. So I counted as an entry. So I entered and ran it to TP. Let's see. TP1 would be that chunk of that stop loss. So same size as stop loss there. TP2, TP3 basically, 1 to 3 on the first run. And I got a 1 to 2 out of the second run because it actually hit my entry zone this morning. And I got a 1 to 2 out of that. And I dropped this as well this morning. ALCH, whatever that is. Shout out to not giving a crap about white papers. It's just a sales pitch. It's just a nerd sales pitch to get you to invest. So why read it? Just trade it. So ALCH USDT printed pretty good for us. I think we got 1 to 3 something here. 1 to 3.38 out of that so far from this morning's stream. And then power, I had to short this puppy. I saw it. I would have longed it if I knew better, but I didn't. So it looked like it was gonna fall down. So of course I entered early, and the setup got stopped, but I didn't. I laddered in, and then I was sweating before I went live with Piper this morning. He's like, "Want to jump on live?" I was like, "Okay." And I'm like staring at this over allocated position, being like, "Drop, drop, drop." And then right before the camera came on and I went on screen, it freaking inched into profit, and I back to original position size, 1/8 of a position. I had all my eighths in. Each eighth was in. So yeah, it's a full position size on a shitcoin. That's dangerous. So as soon as it was in slight profit, I took profits on it, and then I was back to 1/8 position size. And then on the retraces up towards my entry, or my new entry, I guess, I added back in and took profits again. And this is my final averaged in entry, around 39851. Not around, exactly 39851, 0.39851. And I got a juicy profit out of it. Definitely grew the account a little bit, but the setup of my final entry got to just a 1 to 2. But I'm hoping it falls more. So this is up 100% on 8x. So that's cool. And then OG, same thing. I entered the short too soon. Setup got stopped. I laddered in. Average entry around here. Printed 1 to 2, 1 to 1, I guess, with the wide stop. But either way, it's so that printed. So that's good. All trades closed green. And I'm in a couple in drawdown right now. Oh yeah, Sky AI. Dropped this as well, way too early on that. Good thing I was 1/8 position, so I threw another couple eighths in down here and then printed for like a 1 to 2, 1 to 1. Took profits. I'm still in it though, but it's tanking on me. But I'm getting these juicy green candles. I do expect to bounce on multiple time frames. Not the 4 hour, but soon probably. 2 hour though, 1 hour, 30-minute. It's the MVP oscillator. It's the other piece of this oscillator. If you go into settings, you can change it to, I'll just show everyone just so they know how to do it. If they got it, you can go into settings, go up here, oscillator select. I got prime oscillator and MVP oscillator. I like to have both of them on chart lots of times just so I can use them both at the same time, and they work pretty good. When these juicy green candles fire, you usually get a little retracement. If we look back in time, little even baby green candles right here, juicy pump. Baby green candles right here, juicy pump. And faint green candles, you can barely see it. It's like one little baby green candle, and it led to the start of this pump. So one would deduce that these huge green candles will lead to some sort of pump. Even a bearish retest of this undercarriage. Undercarriage is just a funny way of saying previous brief support, probably flipped resistance. So that would be like here, I'll draw a box, just so you know what I'm looking at. Just so you know what I'm looking at. Basically right here under these wicks at the top, at the tippy top, just on the underside of them, like this. It was briefly support. So I'm anticipating it coming up for a bearish retest at the very least. It could make new highs, all that stuff, but I'm not getting carried away. I'm happy with this bearish retest of this previous support. Flipped resistance now, hopefully, for a retest. And that'll be a juicy Just a 1 to 2 with this wide stop because it's a poop coin. That's what I got going on today. Yep, that's it so far.
Very, very different than what I do in the markets. I was looking at gold and silver and definitely got some of that pullback that we talked about last week. So I entered a little bit of a short market open. We talked about it this morning when I was like, hey, you all set on money flow, and did you catch the short or not? And you were like, yeah, we caught the short. We called it live. So looks
I'm in
like,
the short. Yep.
yeah, it looks like we all have the same consensus this morning. So we didn't want to talk about money flow today because, I've heard quite a bit of discrepancy when it comes to money flow. And a lot of people just think money flow as the one single indicator where it's like, oh, the money is flowing in one direction. And they don't really take into account volume and things like that when it comes to money flow. They don't look at their order book, things, all these sorts of things that build up into money flow. So we kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. I'm still waiting on a potential entry for my trade here. So I know JR is already in a short, but I'm waiting for that New York PM open to hopefully catch that move. We're talking about here in about 15 minutes. So for about 15 minutes, we'll go over some money flow because, I've heard several different things. And I know Joe has asked me several times to really break down money flow. And someone requested this yet on, I believe it was Friday last week. They asked if we could really go over money flow. I know JR has a money flow strategy that he can kind of talk a little bit about after we break some of this down here. But there are several parts to money flow. One of this is going to be the volume. Two is that second part, the order book. And the order book really highlights how the money is going, but not necessarily telling you a whole lot about what is going on in the background. So both of these you will need in conjunction. Let's break it on down with my chart here. Let me get that screen share pulled on up. I do have the Bitcoin chart pulled on up. And we will zoom this on in here with that Prime Oscillator Pro because it gives you both. It gives you the money flow here and it gives you your volume. And one thing you can kind of see here is your money flow starting to come out. What this really means is that most of your orders are going to be sell orders. That doesn't tell you anything about the size of these orders. Because if I put in 1,000 orders, 7 Bitcoin, does that overpower the people that decide, hey, I want to buy Bitcoin, and there's 100 orders that are buying 10 Bitcoin? No. So that's why you get these discrepancies here. So what you want is the conjunction of both money flowing out and your volume being sell volume, meaning that the majority of the orders, while being sell orders, are also high volume sell orders. And this is what really moves the market there. That's where you start seeing discrepancies like this. This is a money flow divergence. You're starting to see your sell pressure waning a little bit, meaning that there are a slowdown of the amount of sell orders, and you're starting to see a little bit of that sell volume pick up, or your sell orders pick up. But the real discrepancy that you're seeing here is the size of these sell orders. So when you're really seeing this volume switch, that's indicating that there is an overwhelming majority in the size of the orders that is overwhelming your sell orders right now. Meaning that, hey, maybe it's just a bunch of small sell orders that people are selling 0.5 Bitcoin, but people are buying 2 Bitcoin. And that's where you really start to see the discrepancies in the market. And you can see this on the short-term time frames, and you can see it on the high-term time frames as well. This is a 1-minute chart. But if you zoom this on out, really see this on that higher term time frame, pulling up the daily, if it had load a little bit quicker, there we go. You can kind of see here on your daily time frame, when you account for the full day, you did have a nice little push in money flow, meaning that a lot of your orders were buy orders, but you were losing volume, meaning that a lot of your buy orders weren't extremely large. They were small buy orders testing the market to see if they could hold up price. And what you eventually saw is that those buy orders slowed down and your sell orders kind of took position. Very small sell orders here, which is also why you're starting to see that shift of money flow here on the higher term time frame. So all of these time frames matter when you're taking into account money flow. And just because your money flow might be in selling doesn't mean that you're going to see that chart move down, because your orders could be overwhelming it with the size of the orders. Both of these things matter. Money flow and volume go hand in hand here. So you need to pay attention to both of those when you're taking into account what direction you really think the market is going to go, or if that market's trying to fake you out with some big orders here, just trying to trip you up saying, oh yeah, we got a lot of buy volume coming in. But it's not a lot of buy volume, it's just money flow switching, but they're small orders. So keep that in account when you're taking a look at this prime oscillator, or when you're looking at money flow and you're looking at volume and conjunction, because both of those matter extremely heavily. I see we got Army Piper in the house saying good afternoon. Glad you showed on up today, Army Piper. We are going over some money flow today and the very untalked about side of money flow when it comes to checking out money flow and volume together. So you got anything for the people on money flow today, JR?
No, not really.
Not really.
No, I'm just joking. I do. A lot of the same stuff you went over, but I'll show how I use it personally.
All right, let's get your screen share pulled on up. Let me see if we're close to my entry.
Okay, we're good?
Yep. You're all pulled up, sir.
Yeah. So, OC, the indicator god, showed me this juicy little tidbit that I kind of took note of it, but I didn't notice as strongly as he highlighted one day. So shout out to OC, the indicator god, being an epic legend mentor. So he did this, which I thought was interesting. It's not as smooth. Probably is. Anyway, so he'd mark out these green parts, the red parts, green parts, red parts, and then if we look up, frick, it's too high. If we look up, basically when it's green, you're trending up, and then it goes, this is on the 4 hour, then it switches, it starts a downtrend, and goes red or pink or whatever, depends on your candle colors and stuff, and then it downtrends, and then it tried to go back up here for just like a bearish retest or retracement, and then continued in the red, down, money flow in the red, and then starts to try to go green again, ranged up slightly, and then a little peak here, went green for a bit just for this leg up, and then back, start downtrending right around the lower high, starts downtrending. And just based off that alone, I could trade that. That's pretty cool. I thought that was interesting. But so I use it kind of the same way, but I top down it. I top down every indicator I use for a clear picture of it, because I'm intraday. I'm not swingy. I'm like, manja, we are the people, feed us the poop. Like, I want that paper like every hour or two, right? I want to take profit. So I look for divergences in money flow, but I'll top down it so that I can see them sooner to get a better entry. If you were just playing 4 hour, it'd be fine if you're holding for longer. But I want to see, like, so I look for lower highs and higher lows, basically divergences between it and price. But even just based on it alone, I can put it, should I put it on money mode so they can see it better?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just throw it on. I know a really good trader, a scalper, that uses this. Money mode, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
It just
and if you haven't checked it out, there's a link in the description. This is a chart prime indicator. Does a really good job at explaining that money flow.
really good job. Yep. And it's not as much of a representation of money flow, like it is, but it's like inadvertently kind of. It's kind of a representation of money flowing in and out of the market, but it's just based, I think anyways, I'm pretty sure it's based off candles and volume and momentum and just the intensity of the volume and pressure like in the candles and in the movement of price action, and it's just puts it in an easy to read, just a nice little like a flow, right? Money flow, thus the name. So when this is trending down, price is trending down, but if you top down it, zoom in closely, you can catch this stuff before price does it. So I look for lower highs and higher lows. So see how it's downtrending here, right? So lower high starts here, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, blah, all the way down. And then now we're breaking out of this trend line, right? On the 4 hour, it's breaking this downward trend, and I'm anticipating a higher low, or a higher high, sorry, higher high. So like we already started them right here, but that could be a fake out because it's done it before. But I'm anticipating it not to be. So then I'll top down it. I'll go on the 2 hour. Fib dancers, Mark Dutch is here?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. I knew it was going to be a good day. So, like to pump his tires a bit, eh? Cheers him up. So,
what in the Canada is that?
what? Pump his tires?
Yeah, bro. What the
Bro, well, think about it. Think about it. You're driving down the road, and you're like, oh, you're hitting ruts, you're hitting bumps, and you're like, geez, I'm not rolling down the road like I'd like to. I wish someone would pump my tires up with air, because then I could be really cruising smooth, confident, smooth. Tires pumped up, you're good to go. You can go pick up baddies, tour the town, do whatever you want. Take a road trip. So pumping someone tires up just means like complimenting them or like pumping their ego, like being like,
all right,
yo,
Canada. That is a new one for me.
yeah. It's not sexual, BC. It's not sexual.
That's what I would say too.
Well, now that we brought Mark Dutch into it, it might be slightly sexual just by default, but I didn't do it on purpose. It's just because Mark Dutch came in. But yeah, I was just trying to cheer the guy up. I appreciate him anyways. So we're uptrending. So I top down. We caught one little higher high and a breakout of that trend line. So now I'm on the 2 hour, and we can see in more detail now that we're getting, even if we go back to, see, lower highs, right? And we're breaking out of that trend, this downtrend. So now we're trending up. Money flow's trending up. That means momentum and price action and volume and a bunch of stuff is also increasing, right? Trending up. So that's a good sign that a long might be a good idea. So then, but that could be a fake out too. This could keep going down. That's the thing about indicators. They give you an idea, but it's not gonna make you psychic, bro. Like Trump could tweet right now and this could go down here, like right now. But this is generally how a guy uses it. Trending, and you'd want to catch it as soon as possible, right? Like down here. Lower the better, right? So then I top down it on the 1 hour to make sure. Depends what time frames you're using, but yeah, top down it. And sometimes you got to look back far away just to get a broad overview. Like sometimes I'll measure these peaks like this. I'll measure the peaks, right? So that's pretty high. That's when it's pretty high, right? So now we're down here, and then I'll measure the bottom just for a little idea, right? Just a rough idea. We've already been below basically extreme lows on the 1 hour. So now we're trending up as well. You can look at the lows too, higher highs and higher lows, just like price action. So this is trending up as well. Uptrend, starting an uptrend, just a little retracement, maybe continuation up. So that's a divergence because price, it tried, but now it's going down, but money flow is still trying to turn up. So one would hope or assume that maybe the longs keep printing a bit, right? And that's how I use it. Yeah, we're pretty bottomed out on money flow, bro. Like, and then it trends up, it goes green for a bit. Now we're bottomed out again on the pullback. One would deduce or look for it to continue going up for another little leg up, right? That's just me though. That's how I use it. Divergences, basically.
Well, and that's where that Prime Oscillator Pro does a very, very good job of showing those money flow divergences. Like here on the 4 hour the other day, got that nice little money flow divergence, And you could really see that we got that, this one being a continuation money flow divergence, where we tried to get a little bit of a push in, hold, maintain sideways range, and diverging on money flow, and then a massive push towards the outside. And then, like JR was talking about, the bottoming there, Andrew really saw the bottoming on your volume, which is why I really wanted to highlight some of what we were looking at when it comes to looking at money flow and also looking at volume in conjunction with that. Because even though your money flow is in the red here, your volume is switching, meaning that a majority of the orders are green, or the volume of your orders is majority green, even though your money flow is still red, meaning that there are more sell orders, but the volume of your buy orders is overwhelming the sell orders that are in the market, which is why you got this nice little push towards the upside here. So can really be looked at with that money flow divergence as well. That's kind of what that one signals there too, and that money flow divergence. So y'all were being a little bit dirty in the chat, of course, because Mark Dutch is here. So did you see anything else that you were looking for on money flow, or should we slide into another segment of the show while I still wait on my trade entry here? New York PM just started. We are waiting to see if we can really break these highs here of our range. That was basically 69,000. We will see how price reacts there, and then see if we get that pushback towards the downside. New York PM literally just started, or if we're going to get that break of our support and really push towards the downside. So that's kind of what we're waiting for on my trade entry here. We'll see how this New York PM starts. But we did have a few other things that we like to do here. I know JR went over a lot of his degen trades at the beginning of the show, but were you looking at anything else? And I can get a Q&A started in the chat.
I could, but I probably shouldn't. I'm in 7 trades in my degen account, so no, I shouldn't be looking at other things.
Well, that doesn't mean that you can't show the people how it's done. That's what they're here for, JR.
We could hunt one. I'll hunt one.
All
See
right.
if there's
let's see
anything
it.
juicy.
All right, Mr. Degen, let's see it.
Okay. This is good for my OG short. It's heavily oversold on the 5-minute. I like to check the 4-hour first. Power, dude. I'm short power too. This thing is topped out on the 4-hour. That's probably good. Oh yeah, see, it's diving. It just updated. It's diving. Yay, Pippin's diving too. Could probably short that again. Did you say it was up today?
Yeah, 40%.
Let's take a peek. Sky AI. Where's? Oh, I get that pump. Okay, I'll replace this chart. Pippin? Yeah.
Yep.
Take a peekaboo. You're gonna get me into trouble. Oh, freak! Now, see, I'm gonna be in more trades now. I already can tell. I already can tell. Just kidding.
That's your fault, sir. You don't have to take the trade.
Well, I feel obligated. I can't not financial advice someone without doing it. Otherwise, it is financial advice. But if I'm doing it, I'm just explaining what I'm doing. So looking at the 4-hour, we got double clipping on the oscillator. Double clipping, lower high, that's good. Basically head and shoulders on the oscillator. You can play it just like price action. And 2 down arrows. 2 down arrows on the MVP oscillator. Why is analog? I like to wiggle my oscillators around, bro. Okay, there. So 2 down arrows on the oscillator, topped out. Lower high also on these waves. You can track that just like money flow, just like momentum indicators or anything. See, it's a downtrend, slight downtrend. I use that lots. It's a little hint. So that looks good. Last time we had the down arrow, we got just want to measure it so I know roughly what a guy can look for. 14%. That's 3 TPs. Let's go. And we already went down 10%, so might only get 5% more out of it to hit this 382. Hopefully this golden pocket though at 0.32237, 382 is at 0.35610. So far it looks okay, but I was looking at this 15-minute and half hour, and it might be due for a retracement up to like 3.9. So like a safe entry probably, if we're being responsible, since how BC and Piper are here. Better be responsible. And I target this initial imbalance. Stop loss above the high, like the high now, I guess. And I'm looking for a retracement either here. I guess I'll split the difference between these two. Golden pocket and 382 retracement. I'm gonna enter now though. I'm gonna ladder in personally. Not financial advice ever, especially if I'm saying it. Because everyone doesn't trade the same, bro. You can't just listen to someone on the 4 hour and then jump in on the 15-minute and blah, blah, blah. Or someone that ladders in and you don't ladder in, use full size, high leverage. Like, it's always, you always have to know how a person's trading, right? So, I am entering 1/8 position size right now. Just because I feel obligated. I can't talk about something and not do it. You know, I come from a place where you gotta be about it, not talk about it. So I'm trying to be about it. So I'm in this. I'll add up here around 3.9 if it retraces up there. And if not, I'll take profit around, I'll drop a line. Drop a line. 35733. Roughly, it's a zone. They're all always a zone. We're not psychic here. We're just traders. And TP2, 3236. Something like that. I'm going to try that. See how it goes. Update in the morning and in Piper Academy Discord.
Sounds good. Talking about gas in there because they were talking about Costco gas. I said Sam's Club gas over Costco gas, and then that just sent the chat down. What's the best gas station? So, yeah,
Costco gas, that's a good deal, bro. Every time.
no, well, like that's why I like Sam's Club gas. Is it's like stupid cheap, but that's part of the reason I said it. So. Costco gas is better, but it's not always cheaper. But cheaper isn't always better. We absolutely blasted through the area that I was looking at. Looking a little toppy here on the 1 minute, but getting a little bit of continuation. It just did it all in one candle, so I definitely missed. I definitely missed that entry. Potential for a retest down here with a little bit of a schmack off VWAP. So we will take a look at that as we're a little overheated on our True 7. We're getting some indicators of reversal. So might just continue though. So we might just stay on the sidelines for this one unless it comes back down and gets me a little bit of a retest on that. So that's what I got for a live trade. Not seeing any questions in the chat. Let's see what is going on with my notes. We had some notes that we were going over. We went over his degen stuff.
I got some stuff. I got some stuff I could touch on money flow that might be interesting to people if they don't know. It was interesting to me when I first found out.
All right, let's go back over it.
Okay, it's not really a chart thing, it's just a talking thing. But so yeah, people think money flow means like, oh, like, yeah, the candles are going up. So in theory, I guess people are buying stuff or whatever, or longing and stuff. But it's based on price momentum. It's based on price momentum, volume weighting, smoothing. I took notes. Smoothing with moving averages, EMA, WMA, and sometimes money flow index or cumulative delta logic is also taken into consideration for the money flow hills. And yeah, I thought that was interesting because lots of people think it's like directly just means like dollars coming in or dollars going out, and there's more to it than that, right? But it does. That's basically what it's showing, but it's not like they're not like counting bucks or nothing.
Well, we are getting a little bit of a drop down back towards that support.
Good thing
We'll
I took
see
profit on my long.
how it goes. We'll see what happens here. Getting a little bit of a move, but nothing too crazy just yet. We'll see how it goes. I know all set up. It's the hot dog. And yeah, that's normally how New York PM goes. You kind of wait till that one move or in one direction or another, and then see if we get a little continuation or not. And it looks like we might not get the continuation. New York PM really likes to wait for that last little hour. So like 3:30, you really get that nice strong move. But normally during that beginning session, you'll kind of get a move, and then it might be that little bit of a fake out that kind of sends things back down. That's why New York PM can be a really fun session. It's not as fun as London, though. I really love London session.
I integrate that into my strategy too for my trading. For like the hour before New York close, often if New York's trending up strongly or down strongly, you'll see a reversal, a brief reversal, like just a float, a retrace at lunch, and then you'll see like a better float, retrace, reversal an hour before session close leading into Asia, and then Asia will pick it up and either sweep highs, go low, sweep lows, go high, or just range. But yeah, that's one of the things I take into consideration before adding and entering longs and shorts.
Yeah, I mean, it really goes into both of our strategies where you got ICT and then you got the orbs. So that's how those orbs are built. Those highs, those lows. What is your range bound for that session prior? And that's why New York PM really likes to kick it in one direction or another, because it really sets Asia to potentially have New York AM come in for a better move. Really depends on how London likes to react, because sometimes London likes to continue Asia, and then sometimes London just likes to be like, you know what, screw today, we're not going to do anything. So that really kind of messes with those New York AM sessions, because then New York AM really has to work 10 times harder to try to get that move that London didn't get, and then continue in the direction that they wanted to with their setup from New York PM. Which is why it's going to be really, really interesting here. Here in a couple weeks, you're supposed to see the NASDAQ trading 24/7. So a lot of these stocks will end up trading 24/7. And
Yep.
you, as a crypto guy or a crypto trader, will have a little bit of a leg up on some of these traditional traders. I'm really looking forward to it. There's already a lot of these that are on our crypto exchanges. If you're using like BTCC, you've got some of these that are already trading on there. Like you can trade gold, the S&P 500, things like that. Eli Lilly's on there as well. That's one we hit on a lot. It gets big moves sometimes, and then it gets absolutely no moves. But I know you said gold and silver are now on Blowfin. Yep. So a lot of these traditional assets have been making their way over to crypto, but I do think that's going to kill the crypto market just a little bit for those assets. Like, why trade the S&P 500 on BTCC if I can just trade it 24/7 on my current stock exchange? So that's kind of one thing we wanted to eventually get into, and that's why I'm really, really leaning into the stocks over on our Discord. That link is in the description. We'll be getting a lot heavier into stocks since we'll be trading 24/7, and that's really going to change up the markets, and we're really going to have that leg up since we've been trading 24/7 assets for a while. So still waiting to see how this reacts. Like you said, we are in that hot dog. We got about 15 more minutes, unless you had something else you wanted to go over, and we're not seeing any questions. Can potentially get into some viewer TA.
Yeah.
So if there are some things that you guys would like us to look at today, go ahead, drop those in the chat, because not seeing any questions. And we can get into some TA, and see if anything happens with this VWAP rejection towards the downside, and is really struggling on that one. Let me get the Q&A shut down, and we'll wait on some TA requests to come on in.
I'm
Was
looking at Gwei for a long maybe here. I'm just gonna check it on the chart. If you want to switch to it or whatever.
all right, sounds good, and we'll wait on some asset requests.
Yeah, let's hang out until then. So I looked at Gwei. I'll show you how I found it the same way I scanned the market. Gwei, look at this thing. It's so Gwei. Sometimes it pays to be Gwei though, because we longed and shorted Gwei in the Discord and we printed hard off it. Oh, look at how tiny these moves look compared to what Gwei's been doing without us. Dude, that eggplant sent it. Pew! That's crazy. I should have stayed in that puppy. Anyways, I'm gonna clean my chart. Let's see. Whoo! Look at this dirty double bottom sweep of lows happening right now. Check the 4 hour. I'll check the 8 hour. Oh, not much data, bro.
Yep.
Wow.
Brand new project.
This is more than just Gwei, bro. It's poopy Gwei. I'll check the 4 hour. Higher low incoming on oscillator. If we got a lower low, oh, look at that dirty candle, bro. That's so savage. So if this is, it looks like it's gonna be a lower low. So that should be a bullish div, unless this continues down to go lower than this, which is possible. If we look, did it do it yet? Not enough data. But they can sweep up into these power bars down here. Power bar up here. It's more rare, but it can do it. And anything's possible with a poop coin. So I'm gonna check the 2 hour now, just to see, zoom in on that oscillator and see what it's doing, if it's about to turn. And it looks good. It's clipping, bottoming out. A safer entry would be to wait for this curving on the bottom of the band here, but I zoom in to see if it's curving before it shows it on the 2 hour. If you zoom in, you can get a sneak peek a little closer. See, there's a slant on it and it's about to start curving, but let's go to the 30, and it's clipping on that. It's clipping on multiple time frames. It's trying to start an uptrend on the half hour. It looks so dangerous. Makes me want to take it. Clipping on the 15, also higher low incoming. I'll give it a whirl. It's only 1/8 position size, so keep in mind I could let this thing drop frick, like 15%, and just I have eight shots at it, so I got 1/8 drops 5%, 1/8 drops 5%, 1/8, and if I'm within 15%, I usually catch these reversals. Just looking at Pippin real quick. Pippin's angry. But anyway, so I'm gonna try a long way. Well, I am long way, but I'm just doing 1/8 because I don't expect it to go my way right off the bat. I'm not psychic, but sometimes I get lucky doing this because it's so dangerous. Sometimes it's like actual bottom, like, you know what I mean, tippy bottom. So 1/8 position size, that's not much. Oh, there we go. 1/8 position, 8x leverage, instant drawdown, long way.
Mr. D over here.
I do it safe and calculated though. I don't
Well,
close them all green out of just pure luck, right? I got a strategy behind it.
We did have a request to BNKR. I'm not sure if that's crypto. I asked, and I'm waiting to hear back if that was crypto or not. I'm assuming crypto, because it just got some pushes towards the upside, and the other one is like not American stuff. It's Bankers Investment Trust. So we will see if Donato Cabrera gives me that answer, if it's actually crypto, because nice little push towards the upside, pulling on back. I did want to take a look at silver because we did have a nice little move on some silver. close to some levels we were talking about. So let me get my screen share pulled on up because we teased it. Donato Cabrera said yes. So we can get that one pulled up right after some silver. And if you got anything else you guys want us to take a look at, go ahead, throw it in there. And we'll take a quick look at that before we end the show because we got about 10 minutes. So nice little sideways range here for some silver over the weekend. You can kind of see we really failed to hold some levels we were looking for. That was 82.81. That was our lows from back here. We got a nice push through 77.52. That was a level we were potentially looking for as resistance, or to see if we could come back above there, hold it as some support, and then get a push higher. Really failed to grab that 382, push back below 82, and just ranging a little bit sideways here. You have made a lower high though, making some lower lows as well. So kind of keep your eyes on this. We do have your money flow starting to come on out. Your volume is extremely low as some sell pressure though. So this could be a nice little pivot point to keep your eyes on. This is here on the 1 hour. Let's get that on the 4 hour as well, because the 4 hour is looking toppy. But sometimes when things look toppy here on precious metals, you're just getting a little bit of a sideways range. We've seen this before, kind of back here in this area. Nice little overheating on our oscillators, money flow really holding stagnant as your volume switching back and forth. So nice little sideways move there. Potential for that same thing
Did
here
you
as
just switch
your
time frames?
yeah, went up to the 4 hour. Just
Okay.
to, because that
It
gives
was
you
like
a
the
little bit.
MACD's doing the opposite of what it was just doing. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yep.
Sorry.
I said I was going to zoom on out so that we could see if we were going to get a
Oh
sideways
yeah.
range or not. So that's where you're seeing that switch up of volume from sell volume, which was extremely low, to some nice buy volume here. This is that nice little lower low. This is also a lower high. So potential here to see if we hold our 50% line to that 77.52 for a little transition higher. We do have resistance at that 382. A lot of sell volume was above there. So kind of keep your eyes on this. This could be a nice little sideways range where we see a little bit of some cool off on our 4 hour, because things are looking a little bit iffy as you're starting to range a little bit sideways on there. And you did get that curvature on that prime oscillator as well. But getting back to that 1 hour, you're looking extremely bottomed. So what I'd kind of look for as we got that switch all over again here is that little bit of sideways momentum, maybe a push towards the downside towards 77.52 to really confirm that cool down, and then trying to push back towards our 382. That would give you that confirmed switch of trend on the higher term time frame, as well as we are seeing that switch of trend here on the shorter term time frame after that bounce off of our golden pocket. So little bit of a downtrend right here on the shorter term time frame, but on the higher term time frame, this gives you that ability to switch trend and then try to push for a higher high. So transition point, unless we can't hold that 77.52 to about $75 range.
Can you flash the 2 hour when you're done with that?
Yeah. Let's see what the 2 hour is doing there.
Because it's going sideways on price action, but the MACD's bottoming out and the oscillator's bottoming out on the 1 hour. But on the
Mhm.
4 hour, like you're saying, it's kind of mucking around the middle, but it looks like it wants to roll over. But I'd like to see the 2 hour just for a little in between view of that.
2 hours, really sideways on that MACD. Uh, Almost bottomed here on your oscillator, prime oscillator, in your volumes, kind of switching back and forth from buy volume, sell volume, buy volume. Your money flow is in the green, so that's why I was kind of saying sideways range here. That's the one of two moves you can get: sideways range or a push down to really cool off the oscillator, which would also confirm your trend change on a higher term time frame. So
Cool.
kind of really same information here, where it's like you're at that transition point, and transition points gives you one of two things: either we're going to sweep the liquidity from London over here, which we had that nice little London dip, build of liquidity that swept up some of Asia's lows, but left liquidity on the table, and you also have a gap there. So several things that really indicate that a push down would really give you that better cool off, but could also just get that sideways range. I'd prefer to see the push down to really confirm that trend change, which would give me that better move for a longer term time frame send towards the upside. Nice
Cool.
little push down on Bitcoin. Let
Is
me
it?
get that. Yeah. So New York PM got that nice little fail to take VWAP. We called out 69 pretty much on the dot for a potential retest. We'll kind of see if we hold that or if we're going to go lower. So that's what we're looking for now. Price is trying to hold that 69,000 as some support. So I will. Oh, there it goes. Lost it. So we'll see if we're going to break this trend line here or if this is going to be a nice little support, which we could potentially get a short trade off of. Nice higher leverage, lower capital, or if we're going to get that trade right here as we're pulling back up a little bit. Extend right. There we go. Nice little consolidation phase. We'll see if we drop back into it. We had BKR requested. Let's get into it real quick and see what was going on there. Lock your fibs with a nice little push off of our 50% line. A nice little push off of the golden pocket. Nice little push off of our platinum pocket as well. Really dropping back down below the one line. Really waiting to see if we're going to hold this platinum pocket area though, as we did reject extremely harshly off of our one line there. This is the 1 hour. Let's get our oscillators pulled on up here. Expand that up. Oh, not full screen. There we go. Let's expand it. There we go. Expand our prime oscillator and MACD. Seeing a little bit of a cool down on those oscillators. And we will wait and see if we can get that nice little switch here of our volume. You do have some money flow in the green still. But if you start to see that switch towards some sell pressure while you also have sell volume, look for that break of the platinum pocket. That's 3091. So potential for that to break. That would really give you some harsher moves down. Here on the higher term time frame, you're just starting to get some money flow, but your volume is nice and green. So if we can hold that platinum pocket, we've got some areas to continue to. And way up here, 2015 would be that first real area for a potential resistance at that 1618. We'll have to get another little some of those in betweens pulled on up for another time, but daily is looking nice. A little bit toppy, but 4 hour is really showing that toppiness there. So nice cool down spot would be that platinum pocket. If you hold it as you're in this transition period on that prime oscillator for the 4 hour, you could get that nice pushback up. So hourly was looking nice and starting to look nice and cooled off, but definitely potential for a little more cool off. You do have those lows below London and New York down here right above that platinum pocket. So keep your eyes on that. Let's see what that 15-minute is doing. Nice and bottomed. Not really getting a whole lot of push as we lack volume, and your money flow is lacking as well. So keep your eyes on this. We are in that downtrend on the shorter term time frame. We have made a little bit of a higher low though, so nice little consolidation phase. Let's see what is going on with that. Nice consolidation with those lows and consolidating with the highs as well. So we are in a little bit of a break point. Just depends if we're going to break on out towards the downside and then try to reclaim what was resistance as support. That does give you that nice cool off and a potential to push higher, claim this as support, and then try to get above what was support. So keep your eyes on that there. It's pretty much all I got. You got anything before we head on out, JR?
I saw what you did with the thumbnail there, BC. I saw you gave me a tiny knife.
Yeah.
You gave me a tiny knife, a baby knife.
Yeah, bro, because you're a scalper. You
See
get
what
it?
you did. No, I see what you did. I'm just joking.
It's because you're a scalper, tiny knife.
You call that a knife?
It's for precision work, JR.
Oh, okay, cool. I can vibe with that. I'm ninja, cutting throat, scalping. I get it.
Yeah, it's precision work. You don't need a big knife for precise. It's not a precise instrument.
True,
Small
true.
knives are precise instruments. It's because you're a scalper. That's what the whole thing was. So,
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
no,
Oh,
it's because you're a scalper.
oh maybe I'm insecure. Maybe
Maybe just a
Freudian
little
slip,
bit.
little Freudian slip.
Oh, well, great way to end the show there. Hopefully you guys had some fun today. Learned a little bit about money flow. We didn't get a live trade today, but you don't always get those live trades. We're not here to really predict where the price is going to go. We're here to break down the trading psychology and just have some fun with it while potentially making some money on the side. So join us for the next one. Tomorrow, we are going to be breaking down some Fibonacci psychology. I'm going to get into actually programming the trade strategy that we had built up with some of the viewers as well. So keep your eyes for that. I'm going to use some AI, show you guys how we do that, get that trade strategy into TradingView so we can start to back test it and then build up some signals for potential longs and potential shorts off of we had the cumulative volume delta and then the fixed range volume profile along with the RSI for confluence. So keep your eyes on that. We'll get into some nerdy stuff, potentially take a trade for tomorrow. JR will not be here tomorrow, but he will be here for Thursday's show.
And I'll be in the chats tomorrow because I'm a
Sounds
fan
good.
too, bro.
Awesome. He will be here in the chats and in spirit. And then we did have some things we wanted to go over for Thursday together. And it depends on what he wants to do. Do we want to do timing, or do we want to do the other one that I had went over? What was it? Time and the market. So timing the market was for Thursday. And then keep your eyes out for next week. We'll be going over where did I have it? Risk management and risk transfer. So some nerdy stuff, but hopefully keeping you guys safe with those topics.
I'm good with whatever.
All right. Well, timing the market for Thursday and some risk talk on next week's show. Keep your eyes out for all of those shows. We go live 5 days a week. JR is here Tuesdays and Thursdays to bring you a little bit of degen action in the house. Yeah.
Spice.
Oh, yeah. Well, appreciate y'all. We will see you at the next one.
Clock hit heavy when the screens light up. Silence in the room, but the numbers all rough. Red and green flicker like a warning sign. Every second calls when you're running out of time. This ain't hype, this is pressure and math. One wrong red, turn the wind to the past. No applause in the middle of pain, just conviction, risk, and the way to the game. It's the hour the lies fall apart. When the trend get exposed and the weak lose heart. You don't guess here, you commit or you fold. Every candle printed gotta earn its control.